Welcome to the Great British Crochet Off, where every single week I crochet something inspired by an episode of the Great British Bake Off. We are currently working our way through series 5, and this is episode 3, Bread Week. As always, while I will not be discussing who left or who got Star Baker, I will be discussing these specific challenges. So if you don't even want that level of spoiler, you can hit this little bookmark here and you can save this episode for after you've watched this week's episode of the Great British Bake Off, which by the way is available. This series is currently available on Roku for free. So great opportunity if you haven't watched a Bake Off yet to hop on that beautiful cozy train. Also, this is not sponsored by Roku, but like guys, I'm here, I'm waiting. So the challenges for this week were 12 rye bread rolls, 4 ciabatta, and then a filled loaf centerpiece for the showstopper. So for this episode, I decided to go with a filled loaf centerpiece. And you're asking, well, what's it filled with? Well, what else would you fill it with other than all the things that you would need in your baking fridge? Because yes, not only is it a cute little loaf of bread, it is also the refrigerator from the Bake Off tent. And I'll post that right up here. That was my reference. They've used multiple fridges throughout the series, I think, but I looked up pictures and this is the one that I wanted to copy because it was like the cutest and most iconic. But of course, I said it was filled, right? So it is filled, and so filled that stuff is falling out. And let's get a little more up close and personal because everything is in miniature. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to post another video that just shows all of these items like at a closer view, a little more just like detail on the fridge video. I'll probably post that like later on today or something like that. So look for that. So I truly did do like a tiny little Bake Off fridge. It even has crisper drawers. And inside the crisper drawers are containers of berries. And then you have like some frozen cherries in the freezer. You have a little thing of chocolate in the freezer. And yes, you can remove the chocolate from the little sleeve. You have a little frozen pie crust, which hold on to that because I have a very cool little feature here. You have a container of butter. And yes, of course, the butter has sticks of butter in it and sugar and flour is back here. This is supposed to be like a little bag of nuts, but it did end up looking kind of like a chicken drumstick, but I'm okay with that. And then I had a little thing of eggs here, some milk, and a tiny little bottle of vanilla. I just tried to think of like the most basic baking things. And one of the features I'm most proud of, so you have your little crisper drawer with your container of berries in it. We're just gonna tuck that crisper drawer back inside. The thing of berries is removable, and on the other side, if you flip it out, is a little lattice top, so you can make a tiny little berry pie. So you can flip it either way. You could also just have like a plain berry pie, but I think the lattice top is definitely the cuter option. The other thing of berries flips out too, and I put a little dollop of whipped cream on the top of this one just to differentiate them. So that's the cherry pie, and the other one I was thinking was like a raspberry pie maybe. But yeah, I'm really proud of the way that this guy turned out. And if you're wondering why I did a little fridge and if you missed last week's episode, it's because the fridge can now go in our little Bake Off toy set. So now little Allison, should she want to become a baker, can go over to the fridge, get out some ingredients, and bake up a little pie, a little brownie, whatever her heart desires. So yeah, this is one of my favorite things I have made for this challenge thus far, for this Bake Off, Crochet Off thing. Like I said, I'm going to post a little short video showing some of the details a little bit more, because I think like a first person view might be easier way to do that. And stay tuned for next week. Next week is dessert week. And if you have watched the series of Bake Off before, you will probably remember Bin Gate. So next week is Bin Gate. Prepare yourselves. I already know what I'm making, and I am, as always, very excited for it. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys next week.